Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Danny D, and we're back with another exciting range podcast. And today we're going to dive again into the whole real estate game, and we're going to talk about things like renting versus buying. We're going to talk about investing in Dubai, and I have a very special guest with me today, Mr. John Kasbe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Danny, for having me over. And it's always been a pleasure to actually speak to you every time.
Yeah, it's been a minute
Yes,
since
it
we
has.
caught.
It has, and I've been waiting for this to speak to you about all of what's happening all over the market. Thank you once again for getting me here.
Let's keep our viewers informed, and let's tell them and how you got into real estate and what brought you here.
Well, honestly speaking, I never belonged to real estate. I really started my career with being in the services. So my entire family actually belongs to services. My granddad was an API. My dad was in the police force, and then I, being from the service background altogether. We ideally started with call centers actually back in India, which actually got us all over the world. Got a chance to move to Dubai with a very well-known organization, which ideally gave us a platform. Where I started with Indian real estate before, and then when I saw the market that it was booming all over Dubai, then I've moved into Dubai real estate for about 4 years of my life and doing exceptionally well. When we talk about people actually coming up all over Dubai, so the highest footfall at the Dubai airport has been at number one as of now. Geographically, if we talk about Dubai is the center of the globe. So you can reach any corner of the world in a maximum time of about 9 hours altogether. When you enter actually Dubai or you want to exit Dubai.
So yeah, that's what makes people from all over the place just fly to Dubai. And I've actually heard stories of people flying in just to, buy property and then go back home.
Well, ideally, when you look at the freehold concept, right, you ideally doesn't matter whatever part of the world you are in. You can hold that property in your name even if you're not here. The rental, which yield ideally which is there in Dubai, is exceptionally well. And when we're talking about the capital appreciation as well, people buy properties on off plan, and people sell it after a certain point of time, wherein the flipping of property is a lot over here, wherein people earn an excellent capital appreciation. Both the primary market and the secondary market are growing exceptionally well.
Okay, because I was actually in the market, let's say last year, and I was jumping into the whole secondary market and everything. And a lot of agents kept contacting me, telling me, you need to invest in the whole off plan and the payment plans, and everything just got so overwhelming. Like I didn't know what to do. So if it was that overwhelming for me, like I'm sure some of our viewers want to know, like what's the difference? Like if you want to buy off plan or if you want to, it all depends if you're an end user or an investor. True.
Yes, it does. So ideally, when we talk about real estate aggregators like us, Range, we are famous and we know what exactly we do. So our team over here, right, are exceptionally trained on the market. They know what they talk about. Apart from that, when anyone who invests into a property or who's buying a house into Dubai real estate needs to know the entry point at the exit point altogether. And that entry point into a property or that exit point into a property, getting rid of the property when it's capitally appreciated, that completely depends on the knowledge what one has to give his client altogether to.
John, I'm going to throw a question at you. Okay. Let's say I'm a salaried worker in Dubai and I really want to invest and I'm renting right now. So let's say want to invest in a property and also I want to live comfortably in Dubai.
Well, ideally, the banks or the rules and the regulations of Dubai, as per the Dubai Land Department or as per RERA, there are various options available. When we talk about someone who's salaried, always can go for a mortgage on on the house, when the mortgage rate starts as low as a 3.45% as of now. There are people who go on for actually personal loans also, who ideally do not want to get stuck onto a 20-year-old term into actually buying a property. So for salaried employees, yes, there are bank loans available from all the banks here in Dubai, which is an easy task. Just online, you apply for it. There are hundreds of agents who can help you with it. There are ideally all the developers have their tie-ups with their specific banks who can give them those details. Plus, we have a team ourselves. So we have a mortgage team in Range, if you know, which can take care of everything right from scratch for you. Even the documentation part of it, even the verification part of it, everything is being taken care. Obviously, there are some basic salary components which needs to be there in their salary, or obviously there has to be a report, which is a DBR report. That person should be eligible to get that amount of loan. Normally what happens is if anyone likes a property, just before getting into a property, everyone knows that if I have to get a property, I have to have a certain amount of down payment in my account, which is about a 20 plus 4%. People over here get 80%, 70 to 80% of mortgages for salaried employees, which is there. And so when we talk about the DBR report, it calculates that what amount of EMI you're eligible to pay for. So there's a pre-approval given by the bank, wherein he can have a limit to search for that property, that amount. So if I have a pre-approval, okay, let's say for about a 2 million, and I have about a 20 plus 4%, which is approximately about an 800,000 already in my account, I can easily go for a 3 million worth property from me. When we're talking about expats who are not staying here but still want to avail for a property here in Dubai, there are banks and the Dubai Land Department also has approved it. They can easily go for a 50% of mortgage altogether. So mortgage is easy. Apart from that, there are people who do not want to go into mortgages because as per Sharia law, taking interest or giving interest is not allowed. There are payment plans available with good developers like Damak, like Shobha, who are giving you a 1% payment plan or a 5% payment plan, which is not giving a pinch to the pocket. So not only a salaried person, but someone who's got a business over here or someone who's operating out of Dubai can also buy property here in Dubai, wherein the term is every month you pay or every 3 months you pay or every 8 months you pay, every 9 months you pay. There are immense flexible options available for anyone who wants to buy a property in Dubai.
Okay, we spoke about salaried individuals. We spoke about how beneficial the banks and everything can be in Dubai. But let's not forget, like, if I want to invest in an off-plan property that takes like 3 to 4 years to actually be built, and I go along with the payment plan, I'm still renting.
See, earlier, ideally, if you remember, I spoke about someone entering the property into the right point or exiting the property into the right point. When we're talking about options available, yes, we have options available which are ready to move in also in the market by some developers, wherein a person can make a 20% of down payment and shift into their house by ideally getting a mortgage. So that option is also available. When we're talking about people who are staying on rental and planning to buy a property onto off plan, yes, that things look good as well. Because over here, the RERA is so strong that if a developer has promised you a property to be delivered in an exceptional time, that time frame, he's given a buffer, but he has to deliver it on time because the rules and regulations over here are very strong. Yeah. Apart from that, that pinch. So anyone who wants to buy a property or who has to buy a property, at the back of the mind, he has that appetite, or he in his subconscious, he knows whether I can go for it or not.
True.
Right. So when we're talking about small ticket size investments, starting from, okay, let's say about a 600,000, right, going up to a 128 million or about a 500 million options are also available. There are people who buy floors altogether. So can you believe an entire tower, people buying 3-4 floors altogether? There are bulk bookings done with renowned developers like Imar, like Shobha, like Damak. I'll just give an example. There was a launch with Damak on the lagoons. That entire 8 towers, Danny, got sold out in 3 hours.
3 hours.
Can you believe that? Around about 1,000 units got sold out in 3 hours. So that's the magic of Dubai real estate, how it works for. And all those apartments are exceptionally well. They're all on the lagoon facing. People who come to Dubai like the climate now. Now, thanks to the government, the climate is all good.
Cloud seeding.
Yeah, the occupancy level into hotels as of now starts from as good as about a 73% going up to a 94% altogether. In the month of November, December, January, February, if you see when it's actually the climate is pleasant and good, there's 100% occupancy. I'll just give you an example. Normally, I used to commute from Sharjah to Dubai, around about 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago. It would take about 45 minutes maximum, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Now it actually takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to commute from Dubai to Sharjah.
Dubai to Sharjah.
You see the kind of people who are coming in. And not only Dubai, Sharjah onto the end, towards the border of Dubai and Sharjah is also growing exceptionally well. We have townhouse communities, we have villa communities, we have apartments coming in all over.
And also Ras Al Khaimah.
Yes.
The big project in Ras Al Khaimah. Let's talk about that.
How can we forget that? Well, after the casinos being launched, the way Ras Al Khaimah being one of the best tourist attractions that's over there, it's going to mint money for investors. People are so intelligent and who know about Dubai, and people who go through us have been thanking us for giving that to us. There are people whom we've been dealing with since a very long time. So we manage a portfolio. So I personally manage a portfolio of more than about 500 clients altogether. People not only based out here in Dubai, but people from South Africa, Australia, UK, US, wherein they have that trust and feel that if This has been suggested to them, and they check. Obviously, they check. No one puts in their money okay, right away, but then they go for it and they make the wise decision, and then they thank us for giving us that option.
Yeah.
That, John, thank you. Is there something else which we could offer you?
One more added
One
to the
more.
bag.
Let it come. Let it come. Let it come.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's say a country like India where the economy is doing really well. Okay. Why would you invest in Dubai rather than India?
To be very honest, yes, I love my country, and the economy is growing strong. The blue color passport holds a lot of value as of now, thanks to Mr. Narendra Modi, wherein he's doing all of that. When we talk about investing in India and actually investing in Dubai, I'll tell you, in India, Indians stand at number one with each and every developer onto investment here in Dubai. You will not be surprised. Yes, we are at number one. When I'm talking about yes, when we're talking about the returns of investment or people who want to invest in actually in Dubai, Dubai is something which is welcoming everyone all over the world, not only India, but if you compare the kind of taxes what are to be paid in the UK or the US or in Canada or in India are way too much than the income what is already there. Over here, anyone can buy a property in Dubai. When I'm talking about excellent infrastructure, excellent connectivity, excellent construction quality, good payment plans available, and the most important part is the ROI. If I give you basic examples of investing into a metro city in India, which is, okay, let's say Bombay, which is Mumbai, Pune, I talk about Bangalore, I talk about Noida, I talk about actually Gurgaon. A one bedroom matchbox apartment for about a 380 square feet to a 400 square feet will cost you somewhere around a 1.5 CR or a 2 lakh or 2 crore Indian rupees. That's approximately somewhere around a million dirhams. Now, just a basic example, if you invest somewhere around onto a million dirhams here in Dubai, let's say a one bedroom with Shobha, which is just launched in the Motor City right now, the kind of rental that you will earn over here is going to be approximately somewhere around a 55 to a 60,000 dirhams annually, which makes it to about a 1.25 lakh Indian rupees of income. But the same apartment, if you invest in India, buy that, you will not earn anything more than 40,000 to a max 50,000 Indian rupees, which makes it up to 2.5 to a 3% of ROI. But if you calculate over here, it is going to be more than 7 to an 8% altogether. Apart from that tax, over here you do not pay any tax. Secondly, you have that pride of ownership that you own an apartment here in Dubai. The sizes are decent. The sizes are not too small. The returns of investment, every investor wants value for money, right? What am I paying for and what am I getting in return? There's always been a history that the rental income or the capital appreciation is exceptionally well. The infrastructure, nothing against the city, ideally the financial capital, which is of India, which is Mumbai. But if you buy a high-rise apartment in a high-rise actually tower, they're so compact. But over here, if you see, the views that you get onto apartments are good. Renting them is more easier.
True.
Anything they say in Dubai, which is next to a green or a blue, gets that capital appreciation. What do I mean by a green and a blue? The greenery altogether, maybe a golf course or maybe trees or maybe whatever, the landscaping or the gardens altogether. And blue means anything which is next to a water body. So if you see Dubai, that got divided into two parts. One is the seaside and one is the land side. The Sheikh Zayed Road was first actually developed, wherein everyone on the Sheikh Zayed Road had either the sea view or either the back end view. But over here, when actually communities like Shobha, like Damak or Imar, they come up, everyone has a water body and the green patch all over the community to give that feeling of, yes, they're doing something good.
So, like I mentioned during the podcast, I was in the market last year. Might still be in the market depending on the payment plans that you just mentioned. You're slowly convincing me. But then, I always want to go for the big ones that are way off budget. And one of my favorite communities is Damak.
Well, ideally, I think you should sign your check after this conversation. Only I'll tell you about it.
Convince me.
And when we're talking about Damak, yes, they have come up with exceptionally good projects as of now. I'll just give you an example. When we're talking about the higher ticket size, yes, there are options available with Damak, which starts as low as about a 2.8 million to a 3 million, when you've got a massive plot size. So ideally into townhouses. So we Indians, I'm just giving an example of we Asians, like our houses to be a bit bigger on the size and actually part of it.
Bigger the better.
Yes. So when we're talking about the sizes part of it, when we're talking about a big, huge plot size for about a 2,500 to a 2,700 square feet of plot, with a built-up area for about a 3,700 square feet, with a 5-bedroom semi-detached villa.
You're
Can you
describing
beat
my
that?
dream.
So you have the ground floor where you have the living room, you have the kitchen, you have a guest washroom, plus you have a guest bedroom with an attached washroom, a massive L-shaped garden when you can have your private swimming pool, a jacuzzi, a fountain, a yoga deck, all that on the ground floor. And you imagine you having all of that. Then on the first floor, you've got around 3 bedrooms. And on the second floor, either you can convert it into a gaming room or you can convert it into your office and a maid's room on the top
And a
with an attached
cinema.
washroom and a cinema. Yes.
Wow, that's the dream house right there.
Yeah. And then this comes into the affordable sector. And apart from that, this is exactly on something which is on water. So these villas or these semi-detached townhouses or villas which were launched on the lagoon part or the garden part of Damac Hills 2, wherein you open the back gate and you enter the garden and the lagoon. So it's that easier to get it. And again, you have your payment plans. We have payment plans which are 60-40, 70-20, 70-30, 80-20, which are again very, very feasible for you to buy.
All the payment plans, and I'm going to ask you a question that everybody, when they sit down to dinner, the debate, and it's one of the most popular questions that everybody shoots out. When is the market going to drop, or is it going to drop soon? Or no one can predict it, but what's your advice? What's your vision on that?
Well, ideally, I was that lucky that I've seen the most two biggest recessions in the entire economy. When I started working, the biggest recession happened in 2008, wherein the entire economy dropped down.
Which is what everyone's predicting that's going to happen
all
soon.
over the world, yeah. And then the COVID. So after COVID, yes, the way the city is grown, the way the economy in the entire Gulf or the UAE is grown is way too much. Even if you look at the oil prices, they are like up and down, slowly going up, right? Which is good. Apart from that, when we're talking about real estate, yes, there's in real estate, the term to be used that the market is going down is not the right thing. There's always a price correction. That price correction hasn't happened at all, and we do not look at it because His Highness has planned this city so well. So the entire United Arab Emirates has been planned so well until 2040 that you'll see flying bikes and flying cars altogether. Recently, I visited the Museum of the Future. The way technology is being used and it's being taken over all over the entire Gulf or the UAE market is exceptional. We do not see the market falling down. I'll just give you an example again. When we talk about Dubai growing onto the Sheikh Zayed Road and then it ideally coming up to the Al Khail and the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road and the Emirates Road, can you believe there are communities beyond the Emirates Road as well in the desert? People are buying them because they see what's happening in the economy of Dubai. There's ample amount of land parcel available. The communities that are coming up are good. You can get anything which is available in Dubai. You need it and you have it over here. That's how they've made the economy grow so much. And obviously, when the economy is growing, there are more people coming in. The more people coming in, the more real estate needed. The more real estate needed.
Well said, John. I mean, you talk so passionately about your job. Tell us more about where you work.
Well, I work with Range International. I work in the capacity of a senior vice president. And obviously, I was not a senior vice president since I came before. So obviously, we've had that ups and downs where we started from as low as being an agent and then actually coming up the ladder. We have people as young as 21, 22-year-old in the market who are making exceptional money over here in Dubai because the kind of income or the kind of actually commissions which is being paid on time, the salary is paid on time, which makes you come to office every day. The kind of aura that the office carries or the kind of atmosphere or the vibe of the office is really good. When we come to office every morning, we have that zeal in us that we got to do something better today than yesterday. And then the learning part comes all together. Every developer is giving you something different. Every time you get to know something different. Every launch has a different adventurous aspect towards it. I'll give you an example. There was a launch with Nakhil, which was about a month ago. There were about 400 units, 450 units to be launched. The entire head office, which was massive, was filled with brokers for more than about 2,000 brokers altogether. So imagine the market where it is going. Everyone is there either with one check or two checks or three checks or five checks with a client who wants to have that villa. So the supply and the demand, there's a huge gap in it. So obviously we need people to come on board. We want people to know where should they be? 100,000 dirhams or about a 200,000 dirhams of making every month is a cakewalk if you come up with organizations like us, Range, altogether, who's been in the market since a very long time. So obviously the old players carry a lot of weightage onto developers as well, getting the best units, getting the mandate units, getting units on time for their clients. Obviously one client gives you 10 more references altogether. So it's all in the game.
So the supply and the demand in Dubai, right? Like, let's say example, everybody's buying now and investing in off plan, 3-4 years down the line where everything is built. Or let's say 70-80% of the things are built. Who's going to buy and move into them? If everybody's just buying just for, the ROI.
The ROI plus people like the climate here in Dubai as of now. People like whatever is available in Dubai right now. They do not have to leave the country. There are people who settle here for more than 50, 60 years. We meet clients who've been here all their life and they do not want to go back. This is their country. When we're talking about, so we as Range, we are a channel partner between a developer and a buyer. So that's in the primary market. Similarly, we'll be a channel partner between a seller and a buyer as well, which we are in the secondary market as well. Right. So again, that depends on what's available. The demand is always going to be on the high. And to counter that, obviously the supply is going to be there.
That's a very Dubai thing.
Yep. Always.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're educated. You know all about ROI. You know about renting versus buying. And I'd like to thank my guest, Mr. John.
Thank you, Danny, for having me. And it's a pleasure meeting you again.
Always a pleasure.
And kindly let me know about the check you're going to sign after.
I will definitely keep you informed. So follow Dubai's Calling, follow Range and Real Talk, and stay tuned for the next episode.